This is Hollywood. Your pal Matias Bombal with you, and I've seen Focus Features' newest release, The World's End. And I must say, this is generally not the type of film that I'd go see. You see, I haven't the advantage of having seen the now cult classics brought to you by the clever Simon Pegg and his pals. Films like 2004's Shaun of the Dead or 2007's Hot Fuzz. Point in fact, I saw Mr. Pegg for the very first time this year in the recent J.J. Lensflare Abrams Star Trek opus, where Pegg played Scotty. This movie's a bizarre blend of what I could best describe as a pub crawl meets the Stepford Wives. As the premise started to unfold, I'd normally bolt for the door if this kind of a film had been made in the USA with an eye to the Animal House crowd. Yet, since this is an English production, I was riveted into place by the high production values. If it had been made anywhere else, it would have been just hokey. The story is that of 5 friends who return in the steps of their troubled youth to recreate a pub crawl that they did not get to complete the first time they tried it. Now, 20 years later, they are corralled by Gary King, that's the part played by Simon Pegg, and are forced to reach their goal. As they bicker and catch up, there's a sudden strangeness that develops amongst the bystanders of their adventure, and the film leaps from a few pints too many into the ridiculous. You start thinking at the outset that you expect that this type of a British humor is sort of an acquired taste, but then the film plunges into the horror sci-fi world with little warning. There we are in the middle of a pub crawl, and then suddenly there's an urgency to save the entire world from destruction. This is a strange movie that will appeal to the Simon Pegg followers, to be sure. They'll be the ones watching for Pegg's Hitchcock turn, that of running into and knocking over a fence, a sort of Simon Pegg picture trademark. They'll no doubt hold this as the new high water mark of fun. The World's End, in the film, by the way, is the name of the last pub on the monumental tour, and may or may not be aptly named. You'll have to see for yourself. I was bemused by this offering, but delighted to see in a small but fun role the former James Bond, Pierce Brosnan. In addition to Pegg, you'll see Nick Frost, Paddy Considine, Martin Freeman, Eddie Marsan, and Rosamund Pike in this release, directed by Edgar Wright, that gives a whole new meaning to pub crawl. This is your pal Matias Bombal, bidding you a fond farewell.